as we will be back with you very shortly. New US tariffs on imported goods went into effect following a Supreme Court ruling that struck down many of President Trump's previous trade duties. Initially set at 10%, the tariffs will now rise to 15% as Trump looks to address the US balance of payment deficits. The tariffs will apply to $1.2 trillion worth of imports, covering about 34% of the total US goods imports. Although President Trump faced a setback from the court's ruling, which limited his power to impose tariffs, the new rates are set to last for 150 days. Unless Congress decides to extend them, US Customs and Border Protection will start collecting these new tariffs today. The Supreme Court decision limited Trump's ability to unilaterally impose tariffs, while the president has stated that he would use licenses as an alternative tool for economic leverage. The tariffs are expected to increase household costs, with estimates showing a $700 burden per US household in 2026. The tariffs are expected to continue impacting US relations with trading partners, including Britain and Australia, who may face higher duties under the new plan. We are now being rejoined by retired Major General A.K. Swatch. Thank you for joining us back here today on NewsX World. Thank you. With the US now imposing these new temporary global tariffs, the 15%, under Section 122 of the Trade Act, what are the potential impacts on global trade flows and market predictability? And will this lose trust of the people inside America?
No doubt, there is uncertainty which is prevailing today in the whole world. Because what the Trump has done is that it has imposed tariff the way it wanted. It has gone up to 50% in India and Brazil, and then as low as 10% to UK. It has done to China almost 35%, to Mexico, Canada almost 30%, and about 18 to 20% to other South Asian nations. However, as far as India is concerned, from 50% is now reduced to 18%. But all said and done, what has happened now is that the Supreme Court ruling has made this tariff illegal. And therefore, as far as Donald Trump is concerned, it got a setback. But what it has done is that it has made use of the provision which is existing, and it can now impose 15% up for maximum 150 days. Now the point is that after 150 days, he has to go back to the Congress and take approval, which is unlikely to get it. There is no denying the fact there are midterm elections in November, so there is going to be a problem. Now, why did Donald Trump did what he did? What has happened is, as far as the economy of US is concerned, it's not doing well. In the sense, the economy is about $30 trillion, $31 trillion, but their debt is about $37 trillion. It wanted to reduce the debt, and that's why it has increased the tariff in all over the world, so that it can collect that money and can bridge that gap. And it has collected almost more than about $700 to $800 billion in this period. But from where has this money come? This money has come from the consumer. And who are the consumer? The consumer are basically the common people of US. Because all these items, once you put a tariff, these items become costlier in US and people have to pay for it. So now point is coming is that who will be, in case if this was illegal, this money has to be refunded to the consumer or to the importers which were importing these items to US. So there is a total chaos and confusion, and there is also another school of thought. Those countries which were having more than 15% as far as tariff concerned, they stand to gain, because now whether it is 18 or 20% or 50%, it is all reduced to 15%. So they feel that it's far better than what it was earlier. But at the same time, countries like UK, European Union, which had almost 10%, that they will stand to lose, because from 10% it will become 15%. But whatever it is, the uncertainty is prevailing. Now no one knows what will be the next step as far as the Donald Trump is concerned. Everyone knows the only predictability about Donald Trump is that he's unpredictable. No one can say what is next step. And the point which is coming is India was about to sign a free trade agreement in about a month or so, and our team was to go and visit the US. We have now basically stalled that because the way the situation is fanning out, you need to take a relook. But what has happened today is this uncertainty which is prevailing in complete world will impact the the economy of the world, and you find it that it will make uncertainty. You find the trade will be affected, the economy will go down. You find the rates of oil also going up, the rates of gold and silver also going up. So what has Donald Trump done, that he has now made the whole world uncertain, and instead of doing good for his nation, he has made sure that there is high inflation in US, there is more unemployment, and especially the Democrats are on the streets now. So I suppose whatever Donald Trump has done, it has bounced back, and his next step, what he'll do, will have more adverse effect in the economy of the whole world.
Thank you so much, Major General A.K.